Okay, hello everybody. This is the chart we are looking at. Let's slow down the music. Whatever. Chill. So, checking everything working fine. 20 Austin is in the place. Ada. Hello everybody. Good to see you. So, a bit of down pressure this evening, right? Not so much of a surprise. You know, the range have been pretty choppy here, not the easiest to trade. Well, depending on your strategy, right? But yeah, not the easiest kind of price action to me, at least. But overall, right, on the bigger picture in the 4-hour time frame here, whenever I'm still expecting to finish the wave for a bit lower than where we are here. Where is it gonna be remains a question. It might be shallow dump, right? It might be just a sweep of the low from Saturday the 17th, so last week, across the board, because some exchange did sweep the low, others didn't. But the idea is to tag at least the 236 retracement here, and 236 retracement of proposed third wave, right? Rather than log, you know, linear, it's... For me, the question is do we get a sweep and either some kind of V-shaped reversal and reclaim the range, or maybe a deviation and reclaim mini range below the low? Or are we gonna see a much deeper pullback? Because wave 4 here of this degree, while preferred target being 50k, 48,300, potentially 47k, but in this kind of trend, you know, 50% retracement for wave 4 is kind of deep. On this time frame, it will be really deep. In a bull trend, it's not necessarily what you want to favor. I'm not saying it's impossible, especially if it's quick, right? If you have a strong reaction out of it, it might be, but ideally for me it's rather between 50 and 48 range. You know, with interesting liquidity level just below the lower degree wave 4 here. And in fact, you know, usually you look for your wave 4 to retrace in a territory of lesser degree wave 4 here. So yeah, what I'm looking for, you know, like the same here, right? You have 3, 4, 5, and you retrace just inside the lesser degree wave 4 here. So I'm looking for these lows to get swept or broke down, right? But the thing is to get more precise, you know, we try to grasp a good count here, but it's yeah, really not that easy. Expectable, but not easy. I had an idea here. Well, it was mostly this morning for that. It was in case we was looking for potentially this low to hold here. You know, in theory, this is still kind of valid if we don't breach the low from Wednesday here. Maybe we get another move to the high and we can extend the wave for a bit longer. The idea being was basically to extend this into a bigger flat, right? Because we have the top of wave 3 here, ABC as the first move. Here we sweep the high, so we have a flat here. Now either we complete a flat like this or lower, and that might be the end of wave 4 like this, or the full wave 4 like this, or yeah, the alternative idea that I had is, well, maybe we have a flat here, WXY occurrence, and that flat become wave A, and we could have had a bigger flat like this. But as things going here, yeah, it seems that seller have the upper hand right now. So yeah, I would not be surprised to see quite the range low break on this move here. It's, yeah, I mean, no certainty. Just say one thing that quite a warning this morning is maybe the daily close yesterday, the open today, was rather showing weakness, right? Because you have a consolidation range, overall closing. Wow, what a lag! Closing the day inside the range here, and then you have your lower boundary here, and we closed much below, so yeah, indicating of potential breakdown at that point. My important level was basically the daily open, right? And well, daily open and the lower daily level from that range, that, well, that level here, right? So yeah, until daily open reclaim, kind of warning, but if we start to reclaim this, we can see some strengths, and if we can reclaim the other, we can come back in the higher the range and keep extending the range to a bigger corrective structure. As it stands, we will, yeah, have been staying at resistance right now. Been playing at as resistance so far. But yeah, I would say we don't have capturation yet. Maybe they're just loading into more short to squeeze here. Looking at open interest. Sorry, I'm just checking what is making things slowing down here. This computer is laggy, but nothing is above 30% of use. CPU is fine, processor is fine, memory is fine. Okay, I guess I'm gonna just exit Excel chart. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Wanted just to show that on Excel chart because it has a nice short indicator, right? But we can see here a bunch of short loading this morning, especially. So played along on that. No, yeah, this morning was here. Yeah, so started to play long on that and that. Gave us a nice squeeze, little one, but didn't have to follow through at final resistance at daily open. Yeah, just checking. There's quite some open interest opening below that level, so that's why if we manage to reclaim this daily open, we can see there's all of this potentially to get squeezed. And if we look at how just the behavior we have had in this range have been as a straightforward, right? We have here long absorption, so early limit shorts here that mostly get squeezed out. Then you have long absorption again, and that time the long lost the game, right? Then you have long absorption again, and then they capitulate into time capitulation because we were coming into Friday. Then you have short FOMO getting squeezed into a short squeeze. Then you have again a bit of long getting absorbed, getting squeezed down. Then you have again long getting absorbed, getting squeezed down. Quite heavily here. Probably bigger taking profit, bigger position taking profit from lower. Then you have, well, especially on that move here, short absorption leading into a short squeeze, short absorption a bit here leading into a short squeeze, and now we have short absorption leading into maybe another short squeeze. And where is this gonna send us? Is it gonna be sold into a lower high or higher high? Remain to be seen. And is it gonna be a short squeeze? Because it's not because the range have been behaving all that time like this that it is forced that the short's gonna lose the game. At some point, you know, you may have shorts that are strong enough to keep pushing price down until long capitulate, because here, if there is short getting absorbed, there is also long. Obviously, for each short there is a long. So maybe there's one gonna capitulate here, right? It's possible, and in fact, it's probably gonna happen when we finally print that last leg of wave 4. So the question is, are we staying in that range and having a leg later into a lower high or even a higher high if we extend into a bigger flat? Are we about to break down? And then is it going to be brought back into just a 50k, or is this going to be sent lower? But yeah, pretty much what I'm looking at. Let's check. Eisenberg is in the place. Hasta la vista. Coucou. So yeah, the plan is still the same. You know, trying to place a range as good as possible. Surely I would not advise to be shorting here to support. No, it's had a short to take. It was mostly on the, while today is on daily here or the sweep here, but would be taking profit here because you know for now you're still holding the low. Anyway, you might be sweeping, coming back, and yeah, as choppy as it is, I don't have a very clear count that would tell me this is very likely. You know, I just have overlapping ABCs and whatever. You know, I'll try to count this move, for example. It's kind of maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can be an ABC, in fact, but not that clean. And here you have a pretty clean impulse, but it ended up to be a corrective. So here you have a bit of a leading behavior, but yeah, not false. You can fit many. That's the hard part of trying to count low time frame into corrective structure. The thing is, at some point when we have the leg down, we can come back and try to grasp what is the most sensible, you know. At this point, let's say we break down from here, for example. I would say, okay, we have a clear swing down and a clear swing up here. Set that as a flat, so like high probability. And so then you have a move down, so maybe a sub 1, here another a sub 1, so 2, a smaller 2 maybe here with a crappy corrective here, and then maybe here another 1 and another 2. You know, if you don't take the high, well, you know you have a succession of, you have extension here, right? And then you can try to count, and at some point you have a potential and acceleration, and you know you have a surge, and depending how many low high you have, you know how many surge you need to finish, right, before reaching your final move. But for now I don't know, because maybe we come here, into a lower high here, and so maybe we have a 1-2 here, for example, and continue down, or maybe we sweep that high, and that point that would be where you need to count from, and what you make out of this is going to be, yeah, X. Yeah. So yeah, for now I don't have a clear path to give that. I just have the higher time frame telling me this is not finished. I mean, it's probably not finished. Now we can see there's some bidding coming quite heavily here as we appeared here quite heavily as we approach 50k, as we approach low here. Too much gone already. But that said, the same way I'm decently highly confident that the wave 4 is not down, I'm pretty highly confident that we still have a 5 to come as well. So for me, for any position taken from that range here, or even lower prior to that, I know I'm comfortable keeping them still running. Wait, you know, I have been taking profit, of course. It's not necessary, for example, to keep paying funding for days and weeks, and if you're just looking for a little more move, and you're gonna lose what you gain here just by paying funding, you know. At some point, funding is still rather okay. Right now it's not crazy expensive, but yeah, anyway, taking profit, of course, but keeping the things rising. And I have been trying to catch good short. I have catch a few good ones. I have a little bit, but yeah, not easy to hold on to it. And my goal is still to load back more heavily on the long side still on this one or both of this level, depending how good I'm a reader on that moves, on this moves. What would be your target area if we can get another leg up? So at that point right now, if we don't get the sweep of the low, I will say, for now we'll be more inclined to believe we are still in the flat. So just a sweep of the high, 123 trace, bull market flat, you know, we might get to 54k, 54k 400. That's where we have quite a Bitfinex sell wall. So I would not expect a lot more of that for now. If we sweep the low first, or have a markdown first and then go, well, that target will come the week following. But you know, it's gonna be standard with 5 targets, so 1-1 extension of wave 1 projected from wherever wave 4 is finished, up to 161.8 or 1+3 and 0.61.8. You know, but potentially into the 60k for the 5th wave. It remains to be seen, and so now I don't know, because I don't know where the 4 is will be finished. And then, well, you know, we'll count the move up to try to cross a more precise target. But the 5th wave, you know, in this case, are a bit more easy to read than the corrective that can be any kind of corrective structure. You think, no profit, you think that most painful would be another short squeeze to range highs and full under 48ish, then go for the 5th wave. Yeah, I think that's a bit deep for 4th wave here. And you know, most painful, I think most painful is still up overall. So I'm not so sure how deep we'll go, but that can change. But the behavior of bull market is rather shallow retrace and go. And even after this fifth wave, well, in theory, we're gonna see the higher time frame. In theory, we can retrace anywhere in this, but it might be just a sideways consolidation and continue into higher. Maybe we don't come back into the range, and that's yeah. You often end up with one of two things: either shallow or either really deep and very V-shaped reversal. BTC new lower look distribution. We're gonna take a look at the Wyckoff structure, kind of. Is this wave 4 right now, or wave 2, wave 4? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess I answered all of that. 4. Welcome. Damn. Only just jump in and miss the start. We'll have to. Ironic. Oh, sorry. Yeah, trying to go straight for the testy stuff, right? Also because the attention time span internet is quite low, so if I don't go straight into the crispy stuff, I just don't keep anybody. No. But you're still all here. Appreciate that. Appreciate the like. If you appreciate the live, yeah, don't hesitate to give a like. What level do you have around 44, 500? I'm not sure I didn't really check levels from previous price action. There is not a lot here. It's really the sorry, what did I do? The bid Phoenix. So what? I disappear a bit here because we're going down, but if I do this, maybe, yeah. But yeah, basically, yeah, 43,400 up to 44,400. It doesn't have to time the top exactly, but yeah, usually the well at Bitfinex are pretty good to. Pretty good chart painter, let's say, that way. If it remain, and each time you rise into the highs here, you see that the cell is getting bigger. When you get more flashier red, it's because it's getting bigger. Yeah. So really, it's main things for me for this level, right now. Well, you also have your 161.8 retracement here, 44,200. So it's an interesting level. Fib retracement of your move down here. That's mainly that, yeah. And then we'll see if we have a deeper 4 here. We may have the 1-1 extension coming into these levels. Do you foresee a scenario the sell wall is smashed through? It can, especially if we complete here a bit more of if we complete the first wave as I foresee it, or if we have, it's not impossible, it's being completed here. But if we are going for the fifth wave, we could be smashing through it, but I would tend to believe that we're gonna come back into the range, right? Because anyway, at some point the move from January low here, pretty highly confident that it is yet to finish. So when we finish fifth wave, we're gonna have a consolidation or retracement, And so maybe we smash it, we go to, I don't know, maybe even 60K, it's possible, but then we'll come back and there will be new sell walls to slow down the price, I believe. But all I see is that, we're reaching quite extensions here, so we should see consolidation. It's normal things to have. We're reaching some FOMO level, or the closest we come to the all-time high, the more we are into greed and extreme greed and FOMO, so that lead to consolidation and retracement. The main level that I have is a naked POC, so yeah, around 61K here on aggregated spot. But we'll believe that we'll have a consolidation anyway at some point before breaking new all-time highs. And then in terms of count, so the idea here is to complete that impulse. And what is this going to be part of? Well, you have either. So this. So the idea that we have just simply a 1, 2 here, and potentially a 1, 2 here, and that will be again a sub 1, and we go into a sub 2. How deep is in? And then after that next major consolidation retracement, that's where we're gonna enter into the third wave of the third. So it should be one of the strongest move. How high? Can be really high, right? Or maybe we extend this a bit more. Maybe this is a bit more sideways. That's the question, But yeah, potentially a pretty bullish pass here. I have something a bit more neutral, maybe. Here it's the idea that we could have been extending the count from September low here, and this could be a 4, and we could be in a 5th here. So this could lead to instead, having a 1, 2 like this, which can in theory allow to retrace anywhere into this. Not really what I'm looking for because of the trend so far, but just to say, it's never impossible. There's never anything impossible. Maybe we see more sell-off. That would be if there is a massive stock sell-off and whatever. That could come down a bit more. It could also be into this less bullish count that will give us barely a new all-time high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could be finishing a third wave here, right? And then come back into a bigger fourth wave and have one last leg. And I don't know if you want to see the bear count. I'm not sure it's really relevant here. Tell me if you want me to show it. At the moment that's pretty much what it is. The thing is, for me, it's kind of bit worrying is, I still think that stock are not so far from a major top. But this can extend longer and longer, and doesn't have to have to go around heavily as soon as it top. It can form a topping formation for quite some months. So it can let Bitcoin go for its bull run for a year or two. But yeah, just aware of that, keeping an eye on when the Fed gonna cut the rates or not, in fact, but keeping an eye on economic data and stuff, and all the geopolitical uncertainty, so you never know for sure when the big bad event's gonna happen, right? At least not precisely. I strongly believe it's gonna come rather soon on the grand scheme of things, but yeah, just hope that it let Bitcoin finish its bull run first. Interesting fact is that there's no more selling pressure from Binance and Tether, and it kind of bought as well on Bitfinex for a bit. But again, we have this same kind of weird inefficient selling here, where Bitfinex spike a lot lower than other exchanges, as you can see as well. And with decent volume, it's not huge compared to the whole spot market, but it's a couple hundred here. And overall, there's a few thousands Bitcoin that have been sold from Bitfinex wallets to the rest of the spot market. So yeah, overall still seeing some distribution here. Some distribution that we can read, in fact, on the aggregated spot, especially the too heavy selling that I'm seeing is, when you see this sustained rather high volume of sales coming from here and coming in here and coming in here. So that's where I'm seeing a kind of a shift of character right now, which, well, which lead me to keep longing the low of the range for now. You're seeing less selling pressure from the one that I mentioned just before here, and you're seeing this sustained selling here, but rather in the low of the range, getting absorbed now. You have, again, quite selling absorption here and here. Minor show weakness, but now there are volume pickup. So that is potentially a reversal now here. And if you start to reclaim this, that's good. When we lose this, that's kind of iffy. If we start to reclaim this and not just sweep, that's kind of good. Now, remain to be seen if you see whole open interest getting squeezed out into a lower high, into the POC, for example. That's not great. We can still be into like an LPSY at this point. But yeah, what I wanted to emphasize is been seeing sign of minor distribution here and seeing now signs of a bit more absorption here. So it's depends how this range resolves now. And at that point, I would believe, high here, the low here, what's gonna let go, right? Pretty good reaction so far. Uncountable price action, so it's rather good if it's not countable. If it's too much complex here, so much sweep of the low, it's seeking liquidity, but yeah. Anyway, and now it's not because there is some minor distribution here that it means that it's, big reversal out of this. In fact, there is distribution and accumulation in every range, so that can be a reaccumulation range overall. I'd end up with, well, in that case, I would believe at least a spring, right, to finish the wave 4. Or it can end up being with the idea that we're going then into a fifth wave, while you may have a bit of distribution here, which we see on magic spread, and we see here, for example, on the Bitfinex long exposure, right? The spot margin spot long, and that range might end up being like PSY of a larger range that is starting to get formed, right? When you get after a buying climax, an automatic correction, a secondary test, and then you see if it is a major distribution or a major reaccumulation, but always struggle to make a straight line. Then you see, right? Maybe you have distribution markdown and reaccumulation lower, or maybe you have just a bigger reaccumulation with distribution event that lead to a bigger reaccumulation. And it's not because it's distribution event that we have to trade below, right? The PSY of a reaccumulation range is gonna be a distribution event. But then it becomes support because there was selling here, the selling become buying after, right? The big players that have been able to unload supply here will have cash on hand now and can defend that level if market is strong enough to give another market. I think I have here, and then your reaccumulation can end up looking different way. So here, for example, you have a heavy distribution that lead to a markdown and a reaccumulation lower before going back into the trend. Sometimes you have more of a ranging price action, and you can see the little PSY here, which gonna be its own distribution range, right? And end up into overall more sideways consolidation with a spring or no spring, depending on the strength of the market. And now I would say the market is already strong right now, right? There is not a ton of spot volume, but now we have the ETF to look after, and they are showing accumulation. Let's see where or it's another website here. Not that one. No, not that one. I had a new website with all the. There we go. ETF flow. Oh, it's pretty clear, right? There's now about 12,000 Bitcoin accumulated in new ETF funds. And rather for overall, a bit of outflow this week earlier. Do you trust CVD on a trade time frame? No. The CVD can take it as part of the analysis to see the trend, but with complex market orders and trading algorithm, I tend to try to hide that track. The CVD can be more or less blurred. But yeah, if you take high time frame and CVD, very high time frame, you will always have a downtrending CVD, for example, or most of the time. So yeah, you have bull div all along, but you also have bullding all along at the highs. It doesn't mean shit, right? But it's interesting to look right until in the daily you can see the difference between spot CVD and pair CVD. And surely here you have a bull div forming, but for example, this is kind of iffy. I would be more inclined to give more credit down to the local bull diff here, as long as it holds, than the big one here, because I don't know. When the big guy gonna want to mark down, they're gonna be market selling into support, and at some point it's gonna break, so it's gonna have bull diff, but it doesn't mean a lot of things. Other thing is to look at CVD from different exchanges to see how where this buying or selling pressure is coming from, the kind of organic one. So quite some buying pressure on Coinbase, but as it is trend, but that also have to be in consideration with its basis compared to other exchange, and as it has been trading at a slight discount today, it means there is selling at limits here, so some kind of iceberg selling order Coinbase here, it seems. So you will see uptrending CVD, but it's because market maker gonna market buy on Coinbase because it's at a lower price than other exchange. So it's gonna morph to CVD. Anyway, it's an interesting indicator. Like me, it's not my favorite. I almost favor just a classic RSI and 200 moving average. It's almost better than anything else. Potential for weekly bear dip for what it was. It can extend a lot more, of course, here. I'm telling you, where market is a bit eaten up. But you might remain overbought for quite some time, having bearish div and still market 100% or so. It's not so everything now because you have an overbought weekly, right? But yeah, at some point it play out. Now it's kind of early still. Daily is starting to slow down a bit. Maybe we come back below this trend. That could be an interesting sign. If we close the day below here, maybe a bit of sign of weakness here, and that the daily RSI might reset a bit more at that point. 4 hour, how is the 4 hour here? In the 50 here. So yeah, if it doesn't hold here, you might be looking for a 4 hour oversold at that point. And I think that's covered most of what I wanted to talk to you about, right? After there's, many altcoins to look at. I was looking to maybe a position on AV, quite heavy retrace here. And it's quite an impulsive move. Overall, in the higher time frame, especially it takes a daily here. You have your. Oh, I lost my link here. Talked about that earlier this week, but yeah, for me this is a rather good buy here, especially as long as we hold the low here. Right, the confluence of POC plus 200 daily moving average at what seems to be potentially the end of a reaccumulation range here. You change the trend, you went more sideways, you have your primary support here, selling climax, automatic reaction, secondary test in phase B, you get your failed spring, and then you start to break the trend here, and potentially here you enter into your LPS here. So the last phase before you start to break up the range. I think things look rather good on that, and there's many that look like this, And that's I started to go a bit more here, but yeah, that's the kind. So AV we are probably about here, so we'll guess we have now here. We were talking about Zeta, if I'm correctly. Kind of the same. Have a bit more weakness here as we printed lower lows, but you have the same kind of range here. Overall, reclaim 200. You see a bit higher, reclaim it. So far, as long as you hold this low, it's looking rather nice. And all of this kind of structure, you know, that's what you want to look at for. Well, at this point, rather spot exposure, because you rather away from full invalidation here, but you have maybe a 10 or 30% invalidation, but for potential of 300 and more. So it's still a 10 air ratio. And as Bitcoin enter into fourth wave and potentially second wave after, but minor second wave, that's where, you know, you start to see altcoins having their moment, right? I do like ADA. It's already kind of high here, but I like ADA for so fundamental reasons. This one up. You know, this one, the one that I could be seeing maybe a bit more retrace, so it's a bit higher. And I'm not saying it's impossible that we would come back again below here and retest this trend line. Maybe we form a bigger ABC structure at that point. That will be a secondary buy for me a bit more heavily. But I strongly believe we have a low on many of them, like Bitcoin. Right? And seeing how some are already starting to move, see this kind of pattern, and I'm rather enthusiastic for it. Again, claiming preliminary support. VAX was not bad. STB, and we have the final C event here, phase C event. Yeah, 0. But you see how things are simple. You put a 200 daily and a POC and a volume profile, and you see the strengths of your assets. You see you broke your downtrend. You see you're at support now, and before you after our first sign of strength here, where you have expansion of kind of spread and volume coming back into it, and so everything is looking rather nice here across the board. So I'd rather say buy the dip. Choose the stuff we're discussing. Well, Luke was talking about, but some interesting stuff this week with the crew. Probably gonna do some video about it to try to catch us as well. The next one, you know, website. Don't remember the website by mine, but yeah, cryptorank.io, and you can see what you can see the fundraising, whose funds is investing in what, and you'll have for each stuff a lot of very interesting data to gauge the potential value of any new token that launch, right? And yeah, there's also likely a lot of good potential stuff that's gonna come out, because often the new ones get more love than anything, or more love, performing better than anything else. I personally more comfortable charging stuff that I get charged, right, rather than brand new stuff, but at least you have the data on that kind of stuff. And you can see where VCs are investing. You can do your research. Which gonna be due in the queue, which we're gonna do in the crew. Okay. And what Luke gonna do with that. I'm going to lean into that as well. Edge bar looking bad as well. Of course, now you add the high of the range. You have your retest here as well, and probably you're going into a breakout now. You can also zoom in this kind of stuff and see that from your last major low, wow, it's possible. It's possible that extend more, but some you may have, 3, 4, 5. Here it's look like more you have 3, 4, 5, so it might be still into a 3, 4, 5 and 3, 4, 5. So you can look for maybe leverage position into this fourth wave, right? Or wait for 5 to complete and retrace into 2, but that this fifth wave can expand quite a lot, so we can go into a bigger breakout, and you can have overextension on the fifth wave. But here, you have good candidate for 1, 2, 3 here, for example. Maybe we're in a 4, and if we sweep this, it's gonna be a good buy, right? To a 4. And look, if you have a, you can have a 3, 2, 50, but not even sure you sweep that low. Used to love scalp station for altcoins. Ironic. What is that? Scalp station. What's this? Oh, okay, more for interesting. Yeah. I guess it's more for day trading and scalp strategies and. Yeah, okay. Testing terminal, thanks for sharing that. IOTA. IOTA might be a bit old, and I don't know what they've been building. The old one, maybe you want to do research. If there is anything that has been built, really, Sol have a lot of love because it's high performance and etc. There's a lot of stuff built on it. IOTA, I don't know if they made anything. It's a layer 1 as well. So Link is probably a good performer as well. That's not remember which one or the Link, but that's an Oracle one. So for the whole coins, there is some that are probably gonna perform well. I think just for the all smaller ones, maybe. Well, when you have the good structure that I show, well, for me it's more like a safe play, but I'm looking for a 3x. I'm not looking for a 100x, right? While when you look at the brand new stuff that are not into exchange yet, might be looking at 100x. And Link is solid stuff. And layer 1, of course, Sol. I don't like Sol, but it's pretty good. It's into pretty obvious uptrend here. It's already so high. Stand reclaiming something, but not a lot of volume here. Don't know what they do. Come on, volume profile. Can you reset here? As a fucking BLC. The same. Everything is at the same. PLC 200. It's probably gonna have a markup from here. My below monitor is delisted from Binance. So, of course, it's not a coin that is loved by the institutions or the government. So that's all what the complex stuff. But yeah, I don't think it will disappear completely. But anyway, it's not been a great investment recently. VeChain, I've been paid from bad. It's down a lot. It can reclaim this, you know, it's not to look as good. I have a lot more resistance on that. It's not like otherwise you see a clear POC down, you know. You have POC in the middle. So you have a bunch of people well underwater here. And volume, you can see there's you can see the shape of volume. Now the thing is, when you look at volume, well, there's maybe a lot less trading against BTC and a lot more into USDT and maybe a lot more on perpetual contracts. So that's also what makes the volume analysis a bit more complex on the whole one. You might want to look at stuff like CoinTrader Pro that will show you volume on aggregated volume in theory, but then you will have also all the wash trading volume. But yeah, you see, it's gonna have a lot of resistance, right? But you have a beautiful accumulation range that you're breaking out of, so you know, maybe we'll let it trend. Not sure to a new all-time high, but maybe. I don't know. I think there is actually these things being done with the chain. Anyway, yeah. I guess that's gonna be it, right? Bitcoin is holding so far. We'll see if this is another SFP that's gonna fail. Are we gonna sweep some high and continue down, or just continue down? I wish I could tell you. My P&L would be happy if I was reading this a lot more clearly as well, but I don't know for sure. I'm highly confident. I am decently highly confident that we'll still go a bit lower at some point. I just don't know when. So keep that in mind. And also highly confident we'll go higher at some point. So yeah, take that as you will. I've not been sharing a lot on Twitter, but don't hesitate to follow on Twitter. If I have a better read, I will give it for sure. You know, if at some point I have higher confidence over wave 4, or I have a clearer path, one or several one, I will share them. I didn't share a lot because I didn't have a great reading recently. So why sharing if I'm not highly confident in what I'm sharing, right? Thank you, guys, girls. Appreciate that. Appreciate your comments. Straight to my heart. Good. So have a good weekend, everybody. Take care. Trade safe. Take some time off the chat as well. And yeah, see you soon. Bye-bye.